All right, today we're going to talk about something we all use constantly, pretty much every second of the day, but we barely ever think about it. Wi-Fi. It's this invisible force that literally connects our entire world, and we're about to figure out exactly how it works.
I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to wonder how that actually happens? You know how a video, or a song, or just a web page travels from somewhere out there on the internet, zips right through the air, and just appears perfectly on your screen? It really does feel like magic, but it's all just incredible technology.
So in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're pulling back the curtain on that everyday magic. We are going to decode this unseen dance of data and make sense of the invisible waves that are all around us right now.
Okay, so our journey has to start at the source, with that little blinking box probably tucked away in the corner of your room, the router. Let's see how it kicks this whole process off.
So, at its core, the router's main job is to be a translator. It takes that physical, wired internet connection, the one coming from a cable in your wall, and it converts all that information into invisible wireless signals that it then broadcasts out into your home.
Now, these wireless signals are actually radio waves, and a really great way to picture this is to think of them just like the sound waves that carry music from a radio station all the way to your car, except instead of carrying sound, these waves are carrying digital data.
But wait, with so many devices and all your neighbors' networks, how do these signals avoid a massive digital traffic jam? Well, the answer is frequencies and channels. Think of frequencies like 2.4 and 5 gigahertz as completely separate highways. The 5 gigahertz one is faster but has a shorter range, while 2.4 is a little slower, but it's way better at getting through walls. And then, inside each of those highways, channels act like individual lanes. This whole system is what keeps everyone's data flowing smoothly without crashing into each other.
Okay, so the signal is out there flying through the air. But how does your phone or your laptop actually find it and hook up to it? Well, it all happens through a process we can call the invisible handshake.
The very first part of this handshake is all about identification. See, every Wi-Fi network broadcasts a public name. It's called the SSID, or Service Set Identifier. This is just the network name you see in that list on your phone. It's how your device can spot the right signal in a very crowded room.
And connecting is really just this simple three-step dance. First, your device scans the air, listening for all the network names it can find. Second, you see the list and you pick the right one. And third, you authenticate, you type in the password. That password is what completes the handshake and creates a secure connection between your device and the router.
Now that we're connected, we get to what I think is the coolest part, the secret language of data. How does a massive file, like a high-definition movie, actually make that journey through thin air?
Here's the thing you might not realize. Your data doesn't get sent in one giant, continuous piece. That would be super inefficient, and honestly, it would fail all the time. Instead, any file you download or stream gets broken down first into thousands, sometimes millions of tiny little pieces.
Each of these tiny little pieces is called a data packet. And the best way to think about a packet is like a tiny parcel being sent through the mail. It's a small chunk of your data that's been neatly wrapped up and bundled with a bunch of instructions for its journey.
So, what's actually packed inside one of these digital parcels? Well, every single packet has 4 key things. A little piece of the actual data, a fragment of that video. The sender's address, which is the router, the receiver's address, which is your device, and, this is the crucial part, instructions on how to put it all back together with all the other packets when it arrives.
This whole thing would be total chaos if there weren't some really strict rules. This whole data dance is governed by things called protocols. You've probably seen the technical name for them, something like 802.11. That's just the official rulebook, the traffic laws for the airwaves, that make sure every single packet gets where it's going safely and is reassembled perfectly on your screen.
But of course, technology never ever stands still. As our world gets more and more connected, Wi-Fi has to keep evolving. So what's next? Well, the future is all about getting faster and handling way more traffic.
To get this, let's go back to that highway analogy. Think of the normal Wi-Fi we use, the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bands, as a crowded public highway. It works, for sure, but it can get really congested. Newer standards, like Wi-Fi 6E, have opened up a brand new frequency at 6 GHz. This is like building a brand new, exclusive superhighway with tons of extra lanes, and it's designed specifically to fight that congestion and deliver crazy high speeds for stuff like 4K video, virtual reality, and homes that are just packed with smart devices.
At the end of the day, the goal for every new Wi-Fi generation is actually pretty simple. It's to give us a faster, more stable, and more reliable connection for a world that has more and more devices all screaming for a piece of the invisible airwaves.
So, as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this thought. We've just decoded the technology that makes our entire modern digital life possible. But what does the next step look like? What does a world with truly seamless, instant connectivity everywhere actually let us do? The foundation for whatever that future is, it's being built right now, one radio wave at a time.
For more simple and useful tech insights, just like this one, make sure you subscribe to Refreshing Tech. Thanks so much for watching.